Good morning, or whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. It's Jackie. We're going to do some yoga together. So as we do when we're getting ready for our practice, take a moment to get yourself situated. So if you have a yoga mat, you can lie that out on the floor. And just create a space for yourself where you can have a little time to move your body, to breathe a little deeper, to do a little, we'll say, self-care practice. So a yoga mat or just someplace you can lie down on the floor. You might have a blanket to pad your knees when we come down to the hands and knees. And if you are in a place where you can close the door or just have a little privacy, maybe turn off your phones and your devices so that you can be undisturbed for this next 35, 45 minutes. So we're going to begin our practice today lying down on the floor. And you can come to lie on your back. And once you come down, if you draw your knees up into your chest, you can start to notice your back. So if you let your knees sway side to side, you can see what you notice about your low back. So that's one way. You could rock side to side, or you can make some circles with your knees. You want the movement to feel nice. You might think about massaging your back. And while you're rocking, you can move your feet. So try ankle circles. While you're circling your ankles, you can circle your wrists. And then do everything in the opposite direction. And then we're going to kind of play with our wrists and ankle circles. So see if you can let everything go in the same direction. Your feet, your hands, everything go the same way. And then go the other way. If that's not your habit, it may feel a little weird. And then see if you can let everything go opposite direction, so maybe the feet and the hands roll out. And then change the direction, everything rolling in. These things help us to focus our brain a little bit. And then you can just shake your feet and shake your hands and just shake off the day from wherever you are. And bring your feet down to the floor. So for a few moments, we're going to let the legs rest, and we're going to move our arms a little bit. So you can bring your feet perhaps a little wider and let the knees touch. And just for a few breaths, you can rest your hands on your belly, and if you're comfortable, close your eyes. And get a sense of where you are. So you can feel where you're touching the floor, and you can feel the room that you're in. So even with your eyes closed, you may be able to get a sense of the walls and the ceiling. Perhaps you hear sounds. So just noticing where you are. And then bringing your attention to your body. Notice any awareness of your body, any sensations, any feelings of comfort or discomfort in your body. So for the next movement, we're going to move our arms, and you're welcome to keep your eyes closed if you like. We're going to bring the palms face down by our side, and as if your breath is moving your arms, inhale through your nose and lift your arms up over your head and spread your fingers. Exhale through your nose and lower your arms down by your sides. And we're just going to repeat that movement a few times. So we're trying to let the breath and the movement be slow and smooth. And as even as you can, meaning the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale are about the same. So we start to take some slower, deeper breaths. So the inhale is a little deeper, and the exhale is a little longer. You want it to be comfortable. So if you're moving faster or perhaps slower than what I'm doing, that's fine. And then noticing, we'll do a couple more repetitions, and you can just notice what you feel in your shoulders, down the sides of the body, maybe even into your low back a little bit. And try to breathe through your nose, both on the inhale and the exhale. So one more time, inhaling up. And exhaling down. And then once your hands are down the next time, pause and draw your knees back up into your chest. And in a similar way, we're going to straighten the legs toward the ceiling. So inhale, straighten both legs up and spread your toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Maybe you point the toes. And then inhale, legs up. If you push the heels up and spread your toes, it'll help you get a little more length in the backs of the legs. Exhale, bend. You can point and squeeze the toes if you like. Inhale. Exhale. So the next round we're going to add the arm movement as well. So please inhale and lift your legs and both arms up over your head. Exhale, slowly bend the knees and lower the arms together. So everything up on the in-breath, everything down on the exhale. Again, just trying to move slowly and smoothly, and notice what you feel. Exhale. Next time we're going to do just the right arm and the left leg. So inhale, right arm, left leg. And on the exhale, just bend your knee and lower your arm back down. And then left arm, right leg on the inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, lower your arm. Good. One more. Right arm, left leg. Exhale down. Again, we're trying to move slowly and breathe slowly. Left arm, right leg. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm. We're going to do two more with both legs, both arms. So please inhale everything up. Spread the toes, spread the fingers. Exhale everything down. See if you can find little pauses in between the breath. So inhale everything up, and right at the top of that inhale, there's just a little pause. And then exhale down, maybe a little pause at the end of that exhale. And then put your feet back down on the floor and notice. How did that feel for you? What do you notice about your body? So we're going to take the next movement, palms down by your sides, and we're going to lift the right leg, only the right leg, up toward the ceiling. When you inhale, lower that straight right leg down to the floor until the heel touches. Keep the leg straight. On the exhale, lift the leg back up and pull in your belly while you do it. So engage the abdomen. So again, lower the leg down on the inhale until the heel touches. Pull the belly in. Exhale the leg back up. Now this time we're going to do the same with the right leg, but the opposite arm, the left arm, is going to go over the head at the same time. Leg down, arm up. And then exhale, belly in, leg up, arm down. Good. This is partly for your brain. Inhale, leg down, arm up. Exhale, belly in first, and then leg up, arm down. Again, slow breath, slow movement. Inhale, leg down, arm up. Maybe your hand and your foot touch the floor right at the same time. And then exhale. And then pause and bend your right knee. Give it a little hug, and you can rock in that hip and maybe circle that ankle again. And then just put your right foot down on the floor and take a breath. Inhale, lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Now just hold in place on your exhale. Pull in your belly. And then inhale, lower that straight leg down. Let the heel touch. We'll do two with just the leg. Exhale, belly in first, and then lift your leg. Inhale, the leg lowers down. Slow and smooth. Exhale, the leg lifts up, belly in. Good. So inhale, leg down. Now lift your right arm over your head at the same time. Exhale, engage the abdomen, and then lift your leg, lower your arm. Again, leg down, arm up on your inhale. Belly in first. Exhale, leg up, arm down. So one more time. Maybe you can go a little slower. Inhale. Can you find that little pause at the top of the inhale? Belly in. Exhale, leg up, arm down. And then pause. You can bend the left knee, give it a little hug, and rock that hip and circle your ankle. And then put your foot on the floor, take a breath. So for the next part, we're going to come on to hands and knees. So when you roll over to the side, try to use your arms to push yourself up. Don't just pop up. Really good way to learn to protect your neck. So we're going to come on to hands and knees. This is where you might want to pad your knees, so you can use a blanket or a towel or something to pad your knees if you like. Come to tabletop position so that your hands are under your shoulders and your hips are over your knees and still moving with your breath. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale. As the belly draws in, you might feel the low back round, and then we're going to fold the elbows down and let the hips sink back like child's pose. Bow the head. And then glide back up to all fours on the inhale, like you're pulling yourself up with your hands. And then navel in to the back rounds, exhale back. Can you find these little pauses in between the breath? So inhale, lifting, little lift of the chest and the eyes, and a pause. And then navel in, exhale back, elbows touch, hips back. This inhale, as you rise, lift your right leg. And you can point the toes down, push the heel back. And then exhale, put your knee down, fold back. We're pulling the belly in, rounding back. Again, come up and lift your left leg this time. Toes point down. Exhale down, fold back. So when we go to the right leg, this time we're going to add the left arm. So lift your right leg and your left arm forward. And then exhale, put your knee down, fold back. All right, and then left leg, right arm, inhale. Come down on the exhale, fold back. Okay, each side again. Slowly, right leg, left arm. Can you find that little pause at the top of the inhale? Everything down on the exhale, fold back. Then the inhale lifts you up, left leg, right arm, little pause at the top of the in-breath. Everything down, fold back. So this inhale, please lift your right leg only. We're going to put the toes of that right foot down on the floor. So what we want to do is just push the heel back so the back of the leg gets a little stretch. And you can notice how this right hip likes to pop up. Try to keep it level. And then inhale your left arm forward. So just hold in place on your exhale, pull in the belly. And then when you inhale, lift your foot. So on the exhale, just slowly let the toes touch back down to the floor. And on the inhale, lift your foot and your chest, and everything gets a little longer on the inhale. And then on the exhale, touch your toes down again, belly in, a little softening. And then inhale, lift your foot. And this exhale, try to hold, or you can touch your toes down. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale down to the floor with your hand and your knee, and fold back. And if you want to shake the right wrist a little bit, you can. And then just inhale to tabletop. Take your left leg back and put the toes on the floor. Again, to stretch the back of the leg and to level out the left hip. With your foot on the floor, inhale your right arm forward. Hold in place on your exhale. Pull in the belly. Inhale, lift your foot. Everything gets long. Pause at the top of the inhale. Exhale, belly in as you touch the toes back down to the floor. Inhale, just lift the foot. Exhale, belly in, touch the toes down. Slowly. Inhale, lift the foot. Hold on the exhale. Get longer on your inhale. And then everything down. Exhale back. And then we're going to stay back. So first option is child's pose, hips back. And you could let your hips rock. You could put your head down on your fists, on your hands, on the floor. You may be more comfortable up here on your elbows. That's okay too. So just find the spot where you can rest for a moment and you can let the hips woggle or just sway gently. And can you continue to breathe deeply? So when you're all folded up, it takes a little effort to breathe deeply. You might notice that the breath, where the breath expands the back body, the back ribs. And then please push up to all fours. Now we're going to tuck the toes under and push up to dog pose. So we're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees up off the floor, lift the hips up, and begin here with your knees bent a bit. So if you watch your dogs and your cats do this movement, you see how their knees are bent a little bit. You can push your hands down so that the spine, the sides of the body get long. And then maybe you stretch out the backs of your legs by straightening them one at a time. Not so important that the heels touch the floor. Just walking out the legs.
or sometimes called walking the dog. Keep breathing. And then we might even think about that movement. So the next time you exhale, bend your knees, pull in your belly. And when you inhale, push the hands down, straighten the legs a little bit. You feel things get a little longer. Exhale, soften the knees, pull in the belly. Inhale, lengthen a little bit, wherever you can. One more time. Exhale, soften the knees, pull in the belly. Inhale, lengthen a little bit. And this exhale, put your knees down on the floor. Come onto your elbows. This is puppy pose. And you can move your wrist a bit. Remember we did the circles of the wrist. You can massage the wrists. You can let your hips sway. You think about wagging your tail. And if you like this and it feels good for you, you could even take your hands out further in front of you and rest your forehead on the floor. It can be nice. It can be too much in the shoulders. So if you're caring for shoulders, maybe a little much to be here. You could still be up on your elbows. That would be fine. And then push yourself up. We're going to stand on the knees, so feel free to pad your knees if you need to. So if you can tuck your toes under like that, it's a really nice way to stretch your feet. If that doesn't work for you, you can have your feet flat. I'm going to turn this way now, but I've still got my toes tucked under back there. So like we did when we were lying on our back, breathe, moving with your breath, inhale both arms up over your head, and feel that opening in the front of the hips and the chest. Pause at the top. Exhale down, belly in. Slow breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Trying to explore those pauses in between the breath. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Maybe your eyes lift up. Exhale down. This time just right arm. So inhale, right arm up. Keep your arm up in the air. On the exhale, we're going to sway to the left, pulling in the belly. Inhale back up. Pause right at the top. Exhale over. Inhale back up. I'm just exploring those pauses. Exhale over. Belly in. Now this time as you inhale up, reach up a little more, and exhale, lower the right arm and turn your head to the left. How far can you see back there? Inhale, lift the right arm up again, lift your eyes up. Maybe you follow your hand with your eyes. And then lower the arm, turn your head to the left, over the opposite shoulder. One more. Left arm lifts, eyes lift. Exhale down, turn your head. This inhale, just bring your head back to the center. Pause, roll the shoulders. Notice, then we'll check out the left side. So please inhale your left arm up. Belly in as you exhale to the right. We're holding the little pauses. Inhale, center lift. If this is really easy for you, try to go slower. Exhale over, belly in. That little pause at the end of the exhale. Inhale up, big breath. One more time, exhale over. Inhale up. Now exhale, lower your arm down, turn your head to the right. So use your eyes to help you. Look as far as you can back to the right. And then inhale, lift your arm, lift your eyes. Exhale, lower the arm, turn your head. Again, slow movement, slow breath. Again, inhale, lift your arm, lift your eyes, pause right at the top. Exhale down, turn your head. Inhale, just your head back to the center. Shoulder rolls. And then we're going to inhale both arms up. I'm going to turn to the side again, and we're going to add a little bow this time. So inhale your arms up. Just a little symmetry here, and then exhale down. The next time when you inhale your arms up, bring them out to the side and up. And then on the exhale, we're going to sweep the hands down to the low back and bow forward with the head and the upper body. So you might bow down just a little bit this time.
And then inhale, lift your arms out to the side and back up. And if that was comfortable for you and it was easy to come back up, exhale down, and maybe you let your head bow all the way down to the floor. You don't have to go down that far, but go where you can. Inhale all the way back up, both arms sweeping up. Let's do 2 more. Exhale down. We want to be able to come up smoothly, so if you can't get it back up, don't go down so far. Inhale back up. And 1 more. Exhale down. And inhale back up. Exhale your arms down. You might notice that the back muscles were working a little. We're going to put the hands back down and push up to downward dog again, just to stretch out the back. So once you push up to your dog pose, try doing it with your knees bent a little bit so you can stretch out your back, and then maybe pedaling out the legs. So you could do that little variation we did before. So on the exhale, the knees bend, the belly draws in. On the inhale, the legs straighten a little bit, the spine gets longer. And on the exhale, the knees bend and the belly contracts. We're hugging, hugging, hugging. Inhale, get longer. 1 more time, exhale. This is kind of subtle. Inhale. And then we're going to come up to standing so you can walk your feet in. Move your padding out of the way. Once you come up to standing, we're going to shake things out a little bit. Shake your arms and we'll swing. So if you step your feet out about shoulder width apart, we're going to let the arms swing and the head turn, still moving our neck. And then stand tall, so feet hip width apart, toes forward, palms open. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, or just soften your gaze to the floor and take a moment to check in, like you did at the very beginning when you were lying on the floor. What are you noticing about your breath or your body? And then you can blink your eyes open, and we're going to do a couple of movements in the warrior 1 position. So the feet stay parallel. I'm going to turn to face the short edge of my mat. I'm going to step the right foot forward and the left foot back. I suggest that you don't line up your feet here. You want to keep your feet, your heels in line with your hip bones. So there's a little space between, widthwise, between the legs. And then when we bend the front knee, you want that knee right over your heel. So if you want a nice deep bend, you may need to step your foot out a little bit wider so your knee doesn't come past your heel. That's a safer position for your knee joint. So try that again. A little test bend. Inhale. Here's the lift. Exhale, straighten the leg, touching the belly. Okay, and then we're going to lift the arms up this time. So bend the knee and let your arms float up. See if you can go slow and find the pause at the top of the in-breath. Lower your arms, straighten your leg, exhale down. So we're going to try to go slower. You're welcome to move a little faster if you need to. So bend the knee, lift your arms up. Straighten the leg, lower your arms down. We'll do 2 more. Maybe you can count 4 seconds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you do 5 seconds. Do 1 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do a slight variation of that movement. So I'm going to offer a couple of options for your hands. We're going to try to have the hands behind the back, and you could just hold on to your wrists. You could hold on to your elbows, or somewhere in your forearms. Or if you can clasp your hands and straighten your arms back behind your back, don't hurt your shoulders. You can do it that way. So inhale, bend the front knee. On the exhale, pull your belly and straighten the front leg, and let your chest bow forward a little bit while that front leg is straight. And then bend the knee and let your chest float back up. And there's a little lifting pause right at the top. So straighten the leg, exhale, bow a little bit. Bend the knee, little lift, little balance here. Straighten the leg, exhale, take a bow, belly in. Bend the knee, lift your chest. This one we're going to hold the bow. So straighten the leg, exhale, lean forward any amount. And when you inhale, while the leg is straight, just lift up a little bit. When you exhale, just belly in and bow back down. Do that again. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, little bow. And then release your hands. Bend your front knee. You could do downward dog from here. If you like, you could put your hands on the floor, come to downward dog. Otherwise, stand up and I'll swing with you. So it's fine if you're doing a little downward dog. If you're standing, you can shake your legs, and then we're going to step the feet out a little bit wide and swing. If you did choose to do a little downward dog, go ahead and come on up to standing and swing with me. And then stand tall like the mountain pose. Tadasana. It's called Tadasana. You can roll your palms open. Maybe soften or close the eyes again and just notice. So that was some movement we did on one side. We haven't done it on the other side yet. So what does the right leg, right hip, right shoulder feel like compared to the left side? All right, we'll do the sequence on the other side. So we're going to start left foot forward, right foot back. Again, keeping the feet hip width apart. You can decide how wide you want to have your feet. So if you want a nice deep bend in this knee, step the foot out wider. Make sure your knee is over your heel. Exhale, straighten, touch your belly. So we're thinking about that smooth breath. On the inhale here, we lengthen, the chest lifts. On the exhale, touch the belly. So we're going to add the arms, and again, we're going to try to go nice and slow. Maybe you count 4 seconds. So inhale up, 2, 3, 4, and pause. Exhale down, 2, 3, 4, and pause. So do 3 more like that, and you can count at your own pace. So inhale, bend the knee, we lengthen up. Exhale, straighten the leg, we lower down. And one more. Inhale, bend the knee, we lengthen up. Exhale, straighten the leg, lower down. And then we'll try the option with the leg, arms behind the back. So what I'd like you to think about when you bring your hands, so you can, again, hold onto your wrist, forearms, clasp your fingers. So try to do the opposite thing that you did before. So if you were holding your elbows one way, switch the way you were holding your elbows. If you were clasping your fingers one way, switch the way you're crossing your fingers. If that makes no sense to you, it's not something weird like this. Just switch the way you stacked up your fingers. We have all these little habits in our body. So inhale, and you can straighten your arms if you're doing this version. Bend your front knee. You feel the chest lift. Exhale, straighten the leg, pull your belly in. Start with a little tiny bow. And then bend the knee and lift your chest smoothly back up. A little balance here. Straighten the leg. Maybe you bow down a little deeper. Go slow. 2, 3, 4. Bend the knee, come back up. 2, 3, 4. Again, straighten the leg. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Bend the knee, come back up. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. So the next one we're going to stay. So straighten the leg any amount. It's okay if there's a little bend there. Bow down. Exhale. Now, can you take 4 seconds to do the little lift? Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And 4 seconds to bow back down. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And then you can release your hands, bend your front knee. Maybe you'd like to do a little downward facing dog. You can put your hands down and come to downward dog if you like, or stand up. Shaking, swinging. Shaking is so good for you. So if you're standing, you might shake your feet. If you're in downward dog, you can pick up your feet. Give them a little shake. And then you can swing again. Try turning your head with your shoulders and peeking over the wall behind you. Another option is to turn your head over the opposite shoulder, little stretch for your neck. If you came to downward dog, come on up to standing. Swing a little bit and then just shake everything. Shake your feet, just jiggle things. This is such a helpful tool to shake things off. Shakes off stress. It also moves fluid around your body, hydrates your fascia, moves your lymph around, just has many benefits. So it may feel a little silly, and that would be good. So just jiggle things a little bit. And then do your pause again. Stand tall in Tadasana, the mountain pose. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes and notice. All right, we're going to do one more thing in standing, and we're going to try to do a little forward fold to stretch out the back. So we're going to step the feet out wide, maybe one leg's distance apart, or at least wider than your shoulders. We're going to do like downward dog, but with the feet wide. So bend your knees, and you can slide your hands down your legs and find the floor. You can have your knees bent as you walk your hands forward. I suggest your hands a little wider than your shoulders can be really nice for your shoulders. And then keeping your heels down, so you're not rocking too far forward. Try to think about your hips going back. Just bend one knee at a time, kind of pedal out your legs. So if you think about how we did the downward dog, in the other position, inhale, straighten the legs center. Exhale, pull your belly in, bend one knee. Inhale, center, things get long. Exhale, belly in, bend one knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Now can you count 4 seconds as you do that? So inhale to the center, 2, 3, 4. Bend, exhale, 2, 3, 4. To the other side, inhale, center, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, bend. And then inhale to the center and walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders and look up. Exhale, pull the belly in as you bend both knees quite a bit, and then sweep your arms out to the side, and we're just going to come up slowly with a flat back. Maybe the palms touch up over your head, and then exhale your hands heart center, and step your feet back in. Give them a little shake. All right, we're going to lie back down on the floor. Maybe you want to shake things out a little bit again, and then come to lie down. So you can lie down on your back like we did at the beginning and rock a little bit. Swaying, rocking, ankle circles. Remember how we were massaging the back at the beginning? So rocking or circling. And then let your feet come down to the floor. Maybe the feet are a little bit wide and the knees touching, and rest your hands on your body. Close your eyes for a couple of breaths and notice. So we get to cultivate this skill of interoception when we do our yoga practice. We take time to turn our attention inward. We notice the body, we notice the breath, and we notice how we feel. Not just physically, but how do you feel? Interoception. And then if your feet could come wider, so out to the edges of your mat, and we're going to do the windshield wiper movement. So we're going to exhale to one side, slowly. Inhale back up. Exhale to the other side. Maybe you turn your head the opposite way. You could try that counting technique here. So take 4 seconds to get your knees back up. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and 4 seconds to go to the other side. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Wider feet can make this movement feel better. Keep going. You can count at your own pace. If you have longer legs, wider feet make this movement feel nicer. What are you noticing? So these slow breaths, slow movements are very calming for your central nervous system. The next time your knees go to the right, please hold. If you need to support the legs, you could put a blanket, a pillow, a yoga block under your knee. Shouldn't feel pain in your hip or your knee.
And then let your left arm stretch out to the side, palm open. Or maybe stretch your left arm up over your head, where you can feel a nice stretch. You could also take your right foot and put it on top of your left leg. So for some people that's a great stretch, and for other people it doesn't feel good, so it shouldn't cause pain. So for some people that's too much in the low back, or if it hurts your knees or your hip joints, not good. We want to feel the stretches in the muscles, not in the joints. Maybe a sigh on an exhale. Then release that side, bring your foot down, your arm down, bring your knees up, scoot things around so they're even, and take a breath to notice. So if your feet came in a little closer, sometimes they'll do that. You bring them wide and then go to the left side. And again, as you hold, you may want to put some support under your legs, inside of the right knee, outside of the left knee, and the right arm can stretch out to the side. So feeling of openness across the chest and the throat. Or the right arm can lift up over your head. It's not better, it's just different, so see how that feels. And then you could take your left foot, put it up on your right thigh. Maybe not. Breathe. Maybe try a couple of those 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale. And then maybe next exhale you breathe out through your mouth. And then please release that side and bring your arm down. And bring your feet back in and scoot things around so they're even. We want to do some symmetrical movement after the little twisting movement. So remember at the beginning we had our hands down by our sides, palms down. One breath. Inhale your arms up over your head. Maybe you go back to that counting. Exhale down, pulling in the belly when you lower your arms down. And then this time we're going to lift the hips up. So inhale, lift your hips and your arms up over your head. Exhale, as you lower your hips and your arms down, see if everything can touch at the same time. So your hips have to go a little slower. If that doesn't feel great for your shoulders, just do the hips. That's fine too. Inhale up. Exhale down. Next one we're going to try to go up and hold, or you could keep moving like that. So inhale up. And if you like, you can hold here. Let your neck be straight, so look straight up. Inhale, hips and chest, lift. Count to 4 if you can. Holding on the exhale, pull in the belly. 1 or 2 more. You're welcome to come down. If you're still up here, come down on your next exhale. And once you're down, you can pull your knees into your chest once more and rock. Maybe you even lift your head up for a second. And then put your feet down on the floor. Take a few breaths. Again, you may find it really comfortable to have your feet a little wide and your knees touching, and rest your hands on your belly. So if you're comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes as you begin to let go of some of the effort now. So at the beginning, we took a few breaths to notice the room where we were touching the floor. Maybe you noticed sounds. And then bringing your attention more inward, noticing what you feel in your body, where you feel your breath. And then to think about how you can support yourself for your relaxation for Shavasana. So lying flat is a classic position. You lie flat with your arms open. So for some people this is quite comfortable and you can do that. If stretching your legs out flat doesn't feel good for your back, if you notice it felt better when your knees were bent, you can keep your knees bent, or you could use a pillow or a blanket under your knees so there's a little bend in the knees. It'll take some of the pressure out of the low back. You could have your hands touching because it just feels nice. So take a moment so that you can get yourself into a position where you can rest for the next 5, even 10 minutes. Let out a little sigh as you exhale, just letting your body release.
No effort now, even to breathe. You just let your body breathe on its own. And I'll close with a little message, a little prayer. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all be at ease. So I encourage you to lie still for another 5, even 10 minutes. You could try counting 12 breaths if you have trouble, relaxing. You could just try counting 12 breaths. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.